Look around you. The people at the top, the billionaires, the world leaders, the icons of power, how many of them got there by being fair? We're told that hard work and kindness lead to success. But reality tells a different story. The ruthless rise. The good are left behind. Is the system broken? Or is this exactly how it was designed to work? Today we dive into the brutal truth about power, why the worst people seem to win, and what Nietzsche knew that most of us refuse to accept. Every day we're fed the story of hard work and moral virtue winning in the end, a narrative that comforts us and promises justice. But when we look closer, history and reality paint a very different picture. Behind the curtain of our idealistic beliefs lies a raw, unvarnished truth. Power is not granted to the kind and the gentle, but seized by those who dare to rewrite the rules. In a world where competition is fierce and resources are scarce, hesitation is a luxury no one can afford. Think of the bold leaders, the relentless entrepreneurs, and even the controversial figures who rise to the top, not by waiting for fairness, but by creating their own opportunities. Nietzsche challenged us to see power for what it truly is, a force of nature, neutral in its essence, but demanding to be mastered by those with the strength and audacity to claim it. Imagine a society where the meek expect reward for their patience, while the ruthless carve their own destiny through decisive action. What if the promise of fairness is nothing more than an illusion, a comforting myth designed to keep us complacent, while the game is really played by those unafraid to challenge the status quo? Today, we peel back that veil to explore the duality of morality, the fierce, unapologetic master morality that fuels ambition, and the submissive slave morality that values restraint and conformity. Over the next 2 minutes, we embark on a journey through the corridors of history, psychology, and philosophy. We'll question the very foundations of our moral beliefs and ask, is being good a disadvantage in the brutal arena of power? As we unravel Nietzsche's provocative insights, prepare to challenge your assumptions and see the world in a radically new light, a world where true power is not given, but taken by those who dare to act. Power, it's not a gift, and it's not a curse. It simply is. It courses through history like an untamed river, indifferent to our notions of right and wrong. When you strip away the layers of polite society, power reveals itself as the raw force of life, a tool that can both create and destroy. Imagine 2 warriors on a battlefield. One stands tall, decisive and fearless, seizing every moment to shape his destiny. He doesn't wait for permission. He doesn't ask for validation. He simply takes what he wants. The other, hesitant and burdened by the need for approval, clings to the hope that fairness and kindness will protect him. Ask yourself which one survives, which one rises to rule. Nietzsche challenged the very foundation of our moral beliefs by asking us to reconsider what it means to be virtuous. He introduced us to 2 opposing moral systems, master morality and slave morality. Master morality is the code of the strong, the creators, the individuals who define their own values. They see strength, ambition, and decisiveness as the highest virtues, not because they relish cruelty, but because they understand that in a world where survival is at stake, hesitation can be fatal. On the flip side, there's slave morality, the morality of those who have long been oppressed. It elevates humility, obedience, and self-sacrifice. It teaches that suffering is noble and that goodness is its own reward. But here's the paradox. By extolling the virtues of meekness, slave morality often leaves power in the hands of those unburdened by such constraints. While the kind-hearted wait for the world to catch up, the ruthless act, unencumbered by guilt or doubt. Think about nature itself. The lion doesn't pause to debate the ethics of its hunt. It follows its instinct and secures its survival. The storm doesn't worry about the destruction it leaves behind. It simply unleashes its force, remaking the landscape in its wake. Human society, beneath the veneer of laws and morality, still plays by these primal rules. At its core, power is about survival, about adapting, and about overcoming the limitations imposed upon us by both nature and our own fears. Let's take a closer look at what this means in our modern world. In boardrooms, on political stages, and even in the digital arenas where ideas clash and compete, the same dynamic is at work. Leaders and innovators who are willing to take decisive action, who dare to redefine the rules, often come out on top. They don't wait for justice to be served. They create opportunities where none seem to exist. And while we may cheer for the underdog, the reality is that success often favors those who are ready to seize it without hesitation. But here's the crucial point: power, in its purest form, isn't about cruelty or selfishness. It's about the relentless will to overcome, about mastering the self before mastering the world around us. The true test of power lies not in dominating others for its own sake, but in the ability to transform adversity into strength, to harness the chaos of life, and turn it into a force for creation. When you understand that power is neutral, a tool that magnifies both virtue and vice, you begin to see that our moral constructs are, in many ways, a product of our own limitations. Slave morality, with its emphasis on fairness and compassion, offers comfort. It tells us that good will always be rewarded. Yet in the relentless game of survival, that belief can leave us unprepared for the harsh realities of life. So what does it take to truly command power? It takes a willingness to question everything, to tear down the illusions of a fair and just system, and to rebuild your own framework for success. It means embracing the fierce, unapologetic drive within you, the drive that doesn't wait for permission, that doesn't seek validation from an indifferent world. It is the courage to act, to make the hard decisions, and to accept that sometimes the price of greatness is the abandonment of conventional morality. In exploring the nature of power, we're not advocating for a descent into mindless ruthlessness. Instead, we're challenging you to recognize that power, when understood and mastered, can be a force for both creation and transformation. It's about rewriting the rules, about forging a path that honors your inner strength while navigating the complexities of a world that often rewards the bold over the benevolent. As we journey deeper into this exploration, ask yourself, are you content to wait on the sidelines, hoping that kindness alone will secure your place in the sun? Or will you seize the opportunity to learn, to adapt, and to redefine what success truly means in a world where power is the ultimate game changer? This is not just a theory, it's a call to action. Understanding the true nature of power means embracing its challenges and using them as a catalyst for personal evolution. It's a reminder that, in the end, power is not about domination for domination's sake. It's about the art of self-overcoming, of rising above the limitations imposed by fear and doubt. It's about taking control of your destiny and, in doing so, unlocking the boundless potential within you. Join me on this journey by subscribing this Inner Alchemy channel as we peel back the layers of morality and reveal the raw, unfiltered dynamics that govern success. The truth about power is waiting to be uncovered, and it might just change everything you thought you knew about what it takes to truly succeed. Why do the ruthless rise? In every corner of our world, from boardrooms to battlefields, the same relentless drive is on display. It's not a matter of chance, it's a calculated advantage built on decisiveness, ambition, and the refusal to be shackled by convention. Imagine a high-stakes chess game, where every move counts. The players who dominate aren't necessarily the kindest or the most empathetic. They are the ones who aren't afraid to make bold moves, even if those moves bend or break the rules. This isn't about endorsing cruelty for its own sake. It's about understanding that in a cutthroat arena, hesitation can be the difference between victory and defeat. Psychological research shows that in competitive environments, success often comes not from overthinking or second-guessing, but from the willingness to act with unbridled intensity. The most effective leaders, innovators, and even revolutionaries share a common trait. They make decisions swiftly, ignoring the paralysis of doubt that holds others back. They see risk where others see peril and opportunity where others see obstacles. Look to nature for a mirror of this truth. The lion, master of its domain, never questions its instinct, it simply pounces. The storm, unburdened by remorse, reshapes the landscape without apology. In human society, beneath layers of etiquette and moral posturing, the same primal impulse thrives. When survival and success are on the line, it's the decisive, the unhesitating, who seize power. Today's world mirrors that ancient struggle. In corporate boardrooms, on political stages, and within the realms of social media, those who rise to the top are often the ones who disrupt the status quo. They don't wait for the world to hand them success on a silver platter. They create it. They understand that in a reality where every second counts, waiting for fairness or validation is a luxury few can afford. Yet this isn't a simple call to abandon ethics altogether. Instead, it's a challenge to balance the raw drive for success with a strategic mindset. A call to learn how to navigate a system that rewards bold action while still holding on to what makes you truly human. It means developing what some call strategic empathy, the ability to read people, anticipate their moves, and counteract deceit without sacrificing your core values. Ruthlessness in this context isn't about unrestrained cruelty. It's about the cold clarity to make hard choices and to accept that sometimes the price of progress is risk. History is replete with examples, titans of industry, groundbreaking innovators, and influential leaders who weren't paralyzed by fear or moral hesitation. They acted first, and in doing so, reshaped the rules of the game. But here's the conundrum. While these individuals may surge to power with astonishing speed, their very traits can become a double-edged sword. The intensity that propels you upward can also blind you to the consequences of unchecked ambition. Without balance, the same decisiveness that secures victory can sow the seeds of downfall. So, why does the world seem to favor the ruthless? Because in a system that is inherently competitive, the luxury of inaction is a fatal flaw. Waiting for the perfect moment, or for the world to acknowledge your worth, often means being outpaced by those who grab the reins of opportunity and charge forward. In this relentless race, every moment spent doubting is a moment lost to the bold. Now, ask yourself, are you ready to confront this reality? Can you harness that fierce inner drive without letting it consume you? This isn't about losing your humanity. It's about sharpening your instincts, mastering the art of decisive action, and learning how to play the game on your own terms. Understanding why the ruthless rise is a wake-up call. It's a reminder that in order to thrive, you must be willing to take risks, to challenge the established norms, and to seize opportunities with both strength and wisdom. The world isn't waiting for those who sit on the sidelines. It rewards those who are prepared to step into the arena, ready to transform every challenge into a stepping stone toward greatness. This is your invitation to rethink your approach. Embrace the reality that in the fierce contest of life, success belongs to those who are unafraid to act swiftly and boldly. Learn from history, adapt the strategies of the resolute, and let your determination light the way. In the end, mastering the art of decisive action isn't just about rising, it's about redefining what it means to truly win. The ruthless may rise with astonishing speed, but the very traits that propel them upward often sow the seeds of their own collapse. History is littered with once mighty figures whose empires crumbled as the weight of their unchecked ambition and exploitation became too great to bear. Think of it as a towering structure built on a foundation of sand. No matter how grand it appears, it is destined to collapse when the storm of consequences hits. When power is amassed solely through fear and manipulation, it becomes inherently unstable. A leader who quashes dissent with an iron fist may secure control for a time, but in doing so, they alienate allies, erode trust, and isolate themselves from the very support needed in moments of crisis. The bonds that could have provided resilience are severed, leaving them vulnerable to the unpredictable tides of change. Moreover, an environment built on ruthless tactics is like a house of cards, fragile and volatile. The pervasive climate of tension and resentment acts as tinder for rebellion, so that even the slightest disruption can ignite an uprising. Those who once seemed invincible find themselves toppled by the very instability they engineered, as internal strife and discontent surge to reclaim balance. Yet, within these downfalls lies a profound lesson. The collapse of a ruthless regime often signals a turning point, a moment when the old order gives way to transformation. In the aftermath of a tyrant's fall, new paradigms emerge that challenge the status quo, opening the door for renewal and reformation. The downfall becomes not just an end, but a catalyst for creating a more balanced order, one that values wisdom and resilience as much as strength and decisiveness. This cycle serves as both a warning and an invitation. It warns us that unchecked ambition, when divorced from ethical restraint and strategic foresight, is doomed to falter. At the same time, it invites us to reimagine what true success looks like, not as a fleeting triumph of domination, but as a sustainable achievement rooted in the capacity to inspire and nurture lasting change. Ask yourself, is the rush to power worth the inevitable collapse that follows when the human costs become unsustainable? The downfall of the ruthless challenges us to rethink our own approach to success, instead of idolizing the transient victories of those who seize power through force. Perhaps we should strive for a model of leadership that balances bold action with empathy and foresight. In the end, the path of the ruthless is a double-edged sword. Their meteoric rise, built on a foundation of uncompromising force, is often followed by a precipitous decline when the consequences of their actions catch up with them. This isn't a condemnation of ambition, it's a call to evolve our understanding of power. True greatness lies not in the ruthless accumulation of power, but in the ability to harness that power for creation and transformation. As you navigate your own journey, remember, sustainable power is achieved when strength is tempered by wisdom and decisive action is balanced with compassion. The downfall of the ruthless is a stark reminder that the most enduring legacy is built not on domination, but on the ability to uplift and create something that outlasts the fleeting moment of conquest. Imagine standing at the edge of everything you know, where the familiar world of rules and limitations dissolves into the vast unknown. Beyond that edge lies a realm where ordinary morality fades and a new kind of power is born. This is the domain of the Ubermensch, Nietzsche's radical vision for those who dare to transcend conventional limits. The Ubermensch is not defined by brute force or blind domination. Instead, this individual masters the art of self-overcoming, a journey that starts within and then reshapes the world without waiting for permission. Picture a person who stands apart from the crowd, not because they reject kindness or empathy, but because they refuse to let societal norms confine their potential. They create their own values, their own rules, and in doing so, they become architects of their destiny. Think of it like this. Most of us are taught to follow a set path, a predictable road where hard work and fairness are supposed to yield reward. But what if that road is just an illusion, a path deliberately designed to keep us in line? The Ubermensch dares to step off that beaten track. Instead of conforming, they embrace uncertainty and challenge the very foundations of what we consider good and right. They are the pioneers of a new morality, one forged in the fires of personal ambition and the relentless pursuit of excellence. This isn't about becoming ruthless for the sake of ruthlessness. It's about transforming the inner drive for power into a force for creation and innovation. The Ubermensch understands that true strength comes from within, a strength that does not need to be validated by the approval of an indifferent society. They harness the will to power not as a tool to crush others, but as a means to elevate themselves, and in turn, elevate everything around them. But let's be clear, the path of the Ubermensch is not an easy one. It requires immense courage to reject the comfortable lies of conformity and to face the raw, unfiltered truth of existence. It demands a confrontation with your own fears and limitations, a journey that can be as painful as it is transformative. To become an Ubermensch, you must be willing to dismantle the old self, piece by piece, and rebuild from the inside out. It's a process of constant reinvention, where every setback is a lesson, and every failure a stepping stone to greater strength. Yet within this arduous journey lies an unparalleled promise, the chance to live authentically and powerfully on your own terms. The Ubermensch is not swayed by the ephemeral standards of society. Instead, they craft a legacy that is both timeless and transformative, a legacy built on the relentless pursuit of self-mastery and creative freedom. In a world obsessed with external validation, this inner revolution is the true mark of greatness. The beauty of the Ubermensch paradigm is that it offers a third path, a way to achieve success that doesn't require sacrificing your soul at the altar of ruthless ambition. It's not about becoming heartless or detached. It's about integrating the strength of decisive action with the wisdom of self-awareness. It's about understanding that while the world may reward those who seize power without hesitation, the most enduring power is the one that transforms not just the world, but also the individual. So, as you stand at your own threshold, ask yourself, are you ready to break free from the chains of conventional morality? Will you dare to redefine what success means, not by the standards set for you, but by the limitless potential that lies within you? The journey toward becoming the Ubermensch is not for the faint of heart. It is for those who are prepared to challenge every assumption, to embrace uncertainty, and to create a future that reflects their truest, most powerful self. This is your invitation to step into a new era of personal evolution, a call to reject mediocrity and to cultivate the inner strength necessary to shape your destiny. The Ubermensch isn't a myth, it's a possibility waiting to be realized. And in the struggle between old constraints and new freedoms, you have the power to rise above it all and to build a legacy that endures far beyond the fleeting victories of the ruthless. As our journey comes full circle, remember this: the world may reward the ruthless, but true power lies in mastering yourself and transforming every challenge into an opportunity for growth. We've peeled back the layers of conventional morality, questioned the comforting myths of fairness, and discovered that sustainable success is built on a fusion of bold action and self-overcoming. This isn't a call to abandon ethics or become a cold, unyielding force. It's an invitation to rise above the ordinary, to harness the raw, untamed energy of life and channel it into creating a destiny that's uniquely yours. In a world that often favors the fleeting victories of the ruthless, you have the power to forge a legacy defined not by exploitation, but by wisdom, resilience, and creative force. Now, if this exploration has ignited a spark within you, if you're ready to challenge the status quo and redefine what success truly means, then join our movement. Subscribe to the Inner Alchemy channel, where we dive deep into the philosophies that empower you to break free from mediocrity and unlock your boundless potential. Hit that like button, share this video with everyone ready to embrace the radical truth about power, and leave a comment below on how you plan to harness your inner strength. Together, let's rewrite the rules, create our own destiny, and build a future where true power isn't just seized, it's cultivated from within. The revolution of the self starts now. Step into your power, transform your world, and let's make this journey viral. Subscribe to Inner Alchemy today and be part of a community that's rising above the ordinary to shape a legacy that endures.